Tonight's topic is an exciting one, promoting your display via mommy blogs and neighborhood pages. So last year, for those that don't remember, last year this promoting your display topic was given by our presenter's husband last year. And lo and behold, really, he wasn't the one with all the knowledge. It was his wife who was the one that was really the brains behind the operation. So this year, not a substitute, but the actual one with all the brains and brawn and going to give us some information. So tonight, Maggie, you've got the floor.
All right. Yay. Yeah, it always seems to be the wife that has all the brains, just so you know.
Yeah.
All right. So here, let's get this going. So what this xEssentials is about. If you don't want more people seeing your display and you like just doing your display for your family, this will not be any interest in you because this will help you grow your show. Our show grew probably tripled in a year just by doing this kind of thing. So also, this is all without spending money. I spend enough money of ours with lights and all that other stuff. I'm not going to spend it with trying to grow the audience. And I don't have neighbors to go door to door, so that doesn't help me. Why mommy groups? So the women of the family really do all the planning. I mean, when you stop and think about it, who's going to plan your outings for your family to go out and see lights or to go to the movies or things like that? It's going to be those mommies. The moms never want to miss out. You always want to get your kids to the biggest and the best. And you would hate for your kid to go to school and be like, I went and did this, and them not to be that kid that gets to say those kind of things. So your moms are going to be those ones that are looking for different fun things to do to get out and have their kids be the coolest kid at school. And when you look on Instagram and Facebook, most of your people on there that are posting daily, are sharing things and doing things like that, are those moms. Now, not saying that all moms do it and dads can't. They can, but majority of the time, they are going to be the ones that are showing on Facebook. I know our show really took off because there was a local, you could say, star type big influencer in Lincoln that really liked our show, and she shared it. Well, if she liked it, all her followers are going to like it. So it's that kind of thing that you want to think about, is find those people. And I did it by just sharing in mommy's groups. Who am I? So like Ed said, I am the better half of the Bittinger package. I have two little boys that keep Vinny and I pretty busy. I did grow my own business on social networking. So that's kind of where I started learning all this, was 3 years ago when I started growing my own business. We doubled our Christmas light page following and tripled the amount of cars in 1 year. We are out in the middle of nowhere. And for us to get people out here, they have to drive. So my biggest thing was, I want people out to see our show. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get them here. And so networking and doing this kind of stuff has really helped that. Our show, just to give you a little bit about what our show is like. Also, this is the stuff that you need to have written down so that it is on top of your head for when you're going to be making a good Facebook post in these mommy groups. Our show is the largest animated show in Nebraska. It's a drive-through. We have both pixels and static. Outside of town of about 300 people. Knowing this information will definitely help. Everyone has to travel 2 miles down a gravel road to see our show. A lot of people don't like to drive gravel, so bringing them out was a big thing. Not standard songs. We like to do the more remake type songs, not the classic Christmas songs. The times of our show, when we start, when we end, is very important. We had to figure out our demographics, family and young college kids. When we look at Lincoln, which is the biggest town closest to us, it is families and young college kids. It's not a retirement type town. It's not that older crowd. It is more young families and college kids is who we are demographic to. Okay, I am ready for Facebook. Do you know the correct things about your show and audience? That's what I just showed you with knowing my show. You need to know those correct things about your show, what is going to bring people out to you. What are your demographics? Like I have put, we are young kids. That young adults, young kids is really where our demographic is for our area. Do you have a Facebook page for your show? I see a lot of people that Facebook pages for their show, they only post in October or November and December. If they do Halloween, then sometimes they'll post in October, maybe late September, but the rest of the year, their page is dormant. That is very important that you don't allow that. You have to keep people interested. You don't want them to forget those other 7-8 months of the year. If they forget about it, then you have to rebuild those people every year. If you can keep them interested throughout the year, it will help you stay at that high number and continue growing. How does my personal page look? Yes, it's your personal Facebook page, but if you are going to be posting on mommy's groups, are you going to be posting on Nextdoor, in your neighborhood Facebook pages, things like that? If your Facebook picture is creepy, if you have a lot of political things, great, love your political things, support them. But if you're using your Facebook page to support your Christmas light group, you're going to turn people away. And turning people away, less cars come. So really, you got to kind of look at those things. I always say my October, November, December, January pictures always have the family posted in them. People want to see that you are family oriented, and they're going to give your Facebook page a 30-second view in mommy's groups. That's how we work. So that is very important. And then where will I post? Trying to figure out where you're going to post, why you're going to post there, and what you're going to post. And so we'll go over that too. Know your show and audience. So what are the items that are a favorite for your crowd? Do they like, you know that you're going to have a certain song that's very popular. Know those kind of things. The distance to the population base. We know our show is 15 minutes to any population base. So knowing that. Now, if you live in a close neighborhood, let's say your neighborhood is great for you, but there is not a lot of children in your neighborhood. So you know you're going to have to go outside your neighborhood to get that audience. If you live in a neighborhood that's very close-knit, and there's a school and everything, and everyone's really close-knit in that neighborhood, you're going to have to break into that neighborhood to get those people to come. So just kind of knowing your audience and your population base. What events you compete with. This is like, let's say, football game Saturday in Nebraska. You're not going to be able to drive down the highway that is to get to my house on a football game day Saturday. So Saturday night games, our house, it will take people typically 15 to 20 minutes from Lincoln to get out to us. It could take 3 hours to get to us because that road is backed up. So knowing those different events and compete, I won't try to bring people out on those times because it's not going to be enjoyable for the people coming out because they're going to have to sit in that traffic. So I will try to bring people out to our show on Friday night or Sunday after those big events. So knowing what events compete is very important. Also, what activities and promotions that you can help to promote your show. In a town 15 minutes away in Seward, they do a huge lighted parade. We will advertise at that lighted parade, hey, after you go light parade, come by and see our house to continue your lighting fun. And I will post that on their Facebook page. So there's things like that, knowing that different activities, different promotions that you can bring people out, that people are already out and about doing things. Hey, do this when you're leaving or while you're going. Check this out. That's very important because if it's convenient, they'll do it. hold on. Know your town or city rules. This is really important. So your mommy groups know those rules, and they might think they know them better than anyone else. That's kind of how their mindset is in these groups. So knowing that there is a sound ordinance after 10 o'clock, but your show goes to 11 and you play live music, that's going to be a turnoff to them because you're not following the rules. So they're not going to like it. So knowing those rules for different things really will help when you're advertising your show. Okay, promote the points that interest them, not you. They don't care about your pixel count. They don't care about how many channels. They don't care if you're using 5 or 12 volt. I personally go 24 volt. They don't care about the cords are all hidden underground, or it's Wi-Fi, or the stuff that we care about and we think is cool. They don't care about at all. They just want the things that make little Johnny go, "Mommy, look." So I've seen a display that has the Disney cutouts. That is amazing. And he needs to use those to advertise his show, because that's what will make his show amazing. And people are going to go, "Did you go see Woody and Buzz Lightyear at blah, blah, blah's show?" That thing. The new Frozen song is coming out. We're hoping for the Frozen 2. We don't know for sure yet. But, advertising that song and saying, "Hey, you love the new Frozen song. Guess what we have in our show? The Frozen song." We have our sports team. We do a lot of stuff with Huskers. So we always make sure we mention, you want to see your Husker stuff, make sure you come out and look at it. You allow people to get out and dance. I know some people block off their street and have people dancing. Those are things that they care about. The candy canes. Now, I will point out on candy canes, I've learned this with the mommy groups and with moms. The little ones, they like better than the big ones, because they don't want Johnny to have so much candy and so much sugar right before bed. And most of the time, when they come and see your lights, it's at bedtime, right before bedtime, nighttime, the little candy canes, and we get more out of it because we can buy more of them for a smaller amount. So just a extra bonus on that. Keep up with times. List your show on Google. Now, not everyone needs to list their show on Google. I understand if you don't want to do this, you don't. But it's a lot easier to make posts on Facebook and say at the end, instead of putting your address, go to Google Maps and type in Magical Lights of Malcolm. That's easy for them. They can quickly type that in. They don't need to remember what your address is, because it's harder to memorize someone else's address than just remembering a name. So they can type in that name. They can go to our thing and they can go, "Oh, look, on the way I can stop by and we can eat dinner here on our way," or whatever. So being able to have that easy for them to check on their phone while they're sitting there looking at your post will help them decide that they're willing to come. It's not a necessity, but definitely does help. What the events that you compete with? Do you have a person 3 houses down that does lights? So let's say I have Bob that lives 3 houses down and he does lights. I'm definitely going to make in my post, "Come check out my lights and see Buzz Lightyear." And when you're done, there's more houses just a few houses down. Then they know that they're not just going to one, they're going to go to see more. Even if your show blows them away and they're nothing, it doesn't matter. Or even just putting, "Hey, our whole neighborhood does lights. Come check out my light show." But more people will be doing lights on the block too. They are wanting to see the most for one stop. So that's a bonus. Also, like I said, the events that keep people away. If you know that you are by a big concert hall or whatever, and you have something that traffic's going to be bad that day, don't promote people to come that night, because they're not going to be happy because they're in traffic. So trying to figure out those little things to get people out to your show, make them happy, get the most bang for their buck. They're going to drive there. They want to see the most. If there's other things. Activities you can use to promote your show. So I just know in Lincoln and where we are currently that football is huge. So if there's a football Saturday or football Friday high school football game, most families go to the game. So if you can put in your neighborhood Facebook page, your neighborhood next door, whatever, after the football game, let's continue the celebration of a win and see our lights light up blue. For us, it would be blue and white. And we might do a few little blue and white splashes in there just to add, or instead of our Husker stuff saying go big red, we'll change it to go big blue. They will think it's amazing. It's bringing people out, and possibly they're going to be sitting there in the stands talking about it. Well, usually people know people from other schools that are still there or at the game also. So you're potentially bringing in a whole nother group or a whole nother town or some to see your display, because they're like, what are all these people talking about this light display that is going to be school colors? Let's go check it out. That might be cool. Just another way to bring people out. School winter concerts, school activities. I know our school has a Facebook page, and I'll post on there after the winter concert, check out the lights at Magical Lights of Malcolm. Most winter concerts, you're going to invite your grandparents, things like that. Well, you invite the grandparents are there, and they're like, the parents say, hey, after we're going to go check out these lights. You guys should come with us, follow us, something like that. So they come. Now they leave and they go to where they live, their people that they talk to. They're going to say, after this concert, my kids, we went and checked out these lights. You should check them out. It's just getting that word of mouth out there without you having to do anything. We are really lucky that we only have one barbecue place or one restaurant in our whole town. So we make sure to advertise. I put a little paper that says Magical Lights of Malcolm and puts Google Maps that are Magical Lights at that restaurant. And that restaurant loves that we do our lights, because as people come through the town to come see our lights, they stop there and get food. So having little ties with things that are close to you that can help promote your show is amazing. No, there's another one in Omaha that is by a restaurant, and they some nights will hand out coupons. So there's things like that you can do to include the community to help promote your show. Like I said, the light town and a light parade in the town next to us. Building off of those events is huge. My Facebook page. So if you would ever look at my Facebook page, you can look at it whenever. It always is very inviting and positive. Christmas lights are very inviting and positive. You don't do Christmas lights to make people sad. You do them to put a smile on their face. That's all of our goal, is to put a smile on someone's face. If you're going to promote your show, you need to promote it with a smile. Make your picture family friendly, not creepy. And I was given permission by PPD to show a good creepy picture. Oh, where'd it go? There it goes. Bad profile picture. Not one you should do. Kind of looks creepy, and you don't want that as your profile picture trying to get into mommy groups. So keep your adult jokes, your meme, your political beliefs to yourself. If you want success, if you don't care about advertising using your own Facebook page, then do whatever you want. I won't stop you. We have learned that we have better success when we keep those things at a minimum. If like I said, if you have a Christmas light page, post throughout the year. Make sure that your page is being active all the time. And if you look at ours, I think we've done, this is almost July. I think we've done 6 posts since we turned off our lights. Just simple, hey, taking down the lights, such a sad day. Something of, hey, trying to pick songs for next year. and we post like 6 songs and vote for your favorite. Not telling them that we're going to actually put it in, because we pick whatever songs we like. But trying to get them interested during the off season so they do not forget about us. Once it's the month before your show, post once a week. And just, even if you do like a close-up of a picture of one of your, like a cutout or something. Can you guess what this item is? It gets people interested and guessing. And okay, I want to go to the show and see if I can figure out what that item was. Once the lights are on, post 3 to 4 times a week. And these are just simple posts. Like, we have a cat that likes to jump on people's car and climb inside their car. We posted that. Hey, if you see our friend Rocky, please don't take him away with you. He loves to join people in their cars. Really has nothing to do with the lights, but it kept the page going and active. And that's the point, is get people to look at your page more often. And then do teasers about your show. Post a half of one of the songs and just show a few items of your display in that video. It gets people to go, ooh, I really want to come and see that. Good profile picture, bad profile picture. Now, where do I post? Okay, so everyone's mommy group is going to be called a little different, but this is kind of the norm. Go to Facebook. Keywords to search on Facebook are town name plus mommy, mommy town name, sport team mommy, stay at home with the town name, stay at home mom, stay at home dad town name, mommies instead of mommy, certain neighborhoods close by, the town name. So like our main ones are Husker Mommy, Lincoln Mommies, Seward Family Page, Malcolm Family Page, trying to think of some of the other, Northwest Lincoln Family Page. So there's just, you kind of have to start just searching. Figure out the ones that are going to be close to you, but are going to fit your demographic of what you're trying to hit. I would pick 2 to 5 groups depending on the time you want to spend on this. I have probably 5 to 8 groups that I will post in, but I do it with my job also. So that's kind of my groups. Join now so you're not joining and posting within a few days. So a lot of these groups will, if you go and join and then what they call selling posts, even though we're not selling lights, but it can come across as advertising selling posts, which they kind of are advertising post. Right after you join, they'll kick you out because they'll call you spammers. So finding those groups and joining now, don't even post, just be part of the group. So by the time you post in November, December, October for your shows, you're not brand new member posting. You've been there for a little bit. Also, some groups will not let men in. It's a bummer. I understand. That's why maybe having a wife, or this could be a job. I know a lot of people I've seen on the think tank and the xLights group and stuff saying, my wife wants to be involved but doesn't know how. Here's a way you can get her involved. Have her be the one that does the advertising post for you. Have her, ask her what her favorite stuff is and get her to make the post with those favorite things. Have a female friend, she can do it too. Some groups will let men in. Some are very strict of no men in this group. But like our Malcolm families, our Seward families, our Northwest Lincoln families group, they're for families. So Vinny can post in those just as much as I can post in those. Now my Husker Mommies page, if you're a man, they'll kick you out. So there, you will have some of those difficulties. Nextdoor, which is an app, not really a Facebook group. Men and women can post no matter what. So, I mean, just know those things and think about that. All right, so my show starts next week. What should my post include? Display name. If you don't have a name yet, it's better to have a display name than to be 13240 on West Bluff Road lights. or Magical Lights of Malcolm Lights. That sounds better. When it starts and ends, the time, people want to know. And you still will always get those people that come, I didn't know it was ending. At least you know that you stopped some of those people. Days it runs. Some people run shows only on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some run all week. So posting those is very important. How to get there. Address or what to type into Google. People need to know how to get there. Because just saying I'm the Christmas lighthouse outside of Malcolm doesn't tell anyone else that doesn't live in Malcolm where we live. Big items, the wow factor, what everyone will talk about. So if you have the Disney items, you need to go check out these Disney items. Last year, ours was our Jumbotron and our Scott Frosty the Snowman with having Scott Frost come. And then we have 6 mega trees. Those were our big items that people were in awe about. So figuring out what those wow factors are. Maybe you have 12 singing faces and they all sing to music and dance. Or maybe you have animatronics that move back and forth. Figure out what that is. And then any specials the first week. So if you do a special the day before Christmas, you do not want to post that before your show starts. They're going to forget about it by then. People only remember things for like a week to 2 weeks. So don't put it too far out, or you're just posting for no reason. Or they don't read the small detail that says Christmas Eve, and they come the first day or two of your show and are disappointed because you're not doing that special. So, if you have a fundraising group that you're collecting money for, and they come out and do hot chocolate, the week before we will start advertising for hot chocolate on Friday. Come out Friday and make sure you bring $1 for your hot chocolate, things like that. So figure out those early so that you can start advertising those. So this is a sample post. Magical Lights of Malcolm is starting up on Black Friday. You won't want to miss the new Husker items that are added this year, plus a song from your new favorite movie, Frozen 2. The lights turn on at 6 p.m. and go to 11 p.m. every night after Black Friday all season long. Just type into Google Maps, Magical Lights of Malcolm, and then I'll post a picture. So I will, do probably last year's photo of our lights, and I might put a disclaimer on the picture. Last year's picture doubled in size this year. You don't want to miss it. Do so it's not giving away the show, but they have something to look forward to when they're coming, and they kind of know what to look for when they're coming. Because if you do have a neighborhood that has a lot of people with lights, and they're specifically looking for your wow factor at your show, they have no clue what your show is, even the shape of your house to know where to look. They might miss that wow factor. So giving them a sample look is really cool. So the special post examples. After the Malcolm football game on Friday, come celebrate a win at Magical Lights of Malcolm. We will be lighting the Husker stuff up blue and white. Simple. I'll post it on the Malcolm's page. This isn't something that I'll post in Lincoln because they don't care about it, or in Seward, they don't care. This is for those certain net people that I want to talk to. Make sure you check out Magical Lights of Malcolm, your largest light show in the state, and continue your holiday spirit after the school concert. Gives them something about our show that they're excited about, that, oh, wow, this is the largest light show, or this has, this song or whatever, and then when they should come and see it. Okay, so the show has been going now for 2 weeks. You have now seen what people love and know what the wow factor is for sure. What you might think the wow factor is, they might not. Maybe one year we had the Boscoyo light bulbs that sang singing faces, and they were the tiny ones. They weren't the big ones. And, we just kind of like, yeah, they're there. They weren't really the big factors in our show, but everyone that came loved them. So they now became my wow factor. because everyone else loved them, even though I thought they were cool, but they weren't what I thought would be the wow factor. That's what I'm going to advertise from now on, because that is what they want. And then I'll post a video of our hit song, which I'm going to show you our Facebook page and our demographics and that kind of stuff. And I'll show you how we posted this hit song and it really blew up. We usually do 5 songs, and we do the same 5 songs all season long. We posted 1 song and it went crazy. They came out and they still got to see 4 other songs. So it's not like they got to see our whole show, but it helped. Okay, that is that. Hold on. I will show you our Facebook page now to show you the demographics and that kind of stuff. My computer. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. My Facebook page is being crazy. Hold on. Okay. Our Facebook page. So, Magical Lights of Malcolm. Our picture right here isn't even lights lit up. Doesn't matter. They still like it. So you can see, this one was on May 1st. It was one of our top posts. It's just pictures of the kids putting lights away. And it engaged 119 people. It reached almost 1,000 people. It just gets it out there. Here in April is us putting away more Christmas lights. Has nothing really flashy, important, anything like that, but it keeps the page going. So, come on. Of course it needs to load. Us in Trans World, it really has nothing to do with our show, but it kept the page going. January, we asked, stay Christmas or go one non-Christmas. Just a poll. It was kind of interesting. We got 222 votes on that. Okay, so it's down here, the video ways. Right now, is there any questions before I get going on this?
So, Maggie, I've got a question on Facebook.
Yes.
Is there a way to look at like the demographics on, like, for instance, this post 46,000 reached? Can you tell,
Yes.
the age groups or the male, female, or distance or anything based upon that at all?
Yes, that's what I was getting to right here. So I will put this people reached. Come on. My computer has to think. Okay. And I will be able to go through here and see where it reached people. What state, they don't break it down to cities, they break it down to states. So knowing what states people were reached in, I will be able to see. So right here, popped up, Nebraska. It reached 72% of the people that viewed this was in Nebraska. We had Texas, Missouri, Iowa. I don't care about these people because the likelihood of someone from Texas coming to see our lights, slim to none. That's a long drive. So it's just these people that I wanted to see. I will also, my top audience. Looking at this, our show is mostly viewed, women 25 to 34. 69% were women, 30% were men. So more women are seeing our post and engaging in them.
Mom,
Ian, please go on.
Mom, whose day is it?
Sorry, Abel's Day, go. So more people are women that are viewing our post and engaging. Now, they're not saying that men aren't seeing it, but know how it is in my house. I'll look at this and I'll go, hey, Vinny, look at this. We should go do this. And they don't get counted as a view because they actually didn't use their Facebook. Like I've said, that our town is very young that we're around. So I'm actually surprised that the 25 to 34 people are so high. I would actually say the 18 to 24, maybe because of 25 being lower, that there is some. But it doesn't surprise me that this 35 to 40 or even this 45 to 54 isn't a high number for us, because we don't have a lot of those around us to view it, to see it. We can go to our post engagement. So this kind of shows you that we had a lot of people that liked it, some people that loved it, and some wow faces. We had one post that we posted and I had a lot of people that were sad, and I was trying to figure that out. And then I was like, oh, we posted a Memorial Day song, and it was a support the troops. Okay, that makes sense. It's not that people didn't like our lights or were sad. It just brought that emotion for them. So don't be too concerned when you see these. Like, we had 8 people that laughed. It's like, what? That hurt, like, why are they laughing at our lights? They might have just clicked one. They don't know. We've even had people that put this and we're like, why would they do that? Facebook does crazy things. So don't get too tied to what people post on here, because it really might not matter.
Can I ask Maggie,
yeah.
was this up somewhere, or was this a boost ad, or what is this, or how did you use this? Sorry.
So Vinny recorded our show, and it was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and he posted it on our so we did a tester this year. We posted them through YouTube and shared it to our Facebook, and that one didn't really get any views. We posted it straight on Facebook and then posted it on our YouTube channel later, and didn't connect the two. And then that's when this one went crazy. So all he did was post it on the 15th of December on our Facebook page. And then I went and I shared it to those mommy groups. So we have 331 shares. 7 of those are mine, because I shared it to the 6 mommy groups and to my Facebook page. And it went crazy. This was my 2 weeks into the season teaser video. And the night we put this up, I want to say it was like on a Wednesday or a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Our road, when we look down our road, we can see a quarter of a mile before it goes down a hill and we can't see anything. We could see cars the whole way and could not see past them. We had those numbers till this was posted. We had good numbers where we'd have 20 cars outside, constantly 20 cars, but we didn't have lines. So posting those videos like this that halfway teased them so they come out and see it, really, and then from that on, we had lines every night. Does that answer what you're asking, Ed?
Yes, yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we post to our Facebook page, and then we share from there, because we want people to get on our Facebook page, because this year we had a really rainy season. We had to actually shut our show down for 2 days because our driveway wasn't passable by cars. It was too wet and soppy and nasty. It wasn't good for the cars to drive through it. So we had to stop the show for 2 days. We reached out to everyone through our Facebook page. So by sharing it from your Facebook page, videos like this, it brings people to your page. Which, if you do have those instances where you do have to shut down for whatever reason, or you have to change a time or a date, that's available. And you don't have to, okay, I got to remember where I shared everything so I can make sure I post everything. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted.
Can I ask one more question, Maggie? So when you just do the video, do you also do your posts this way, that you put the post in your light group and then you share from there?
Not when I do my posts.
Only videos.
Only videos. Because when you do your post and it goes over, it doesn't share all the information. And they have to go in and click into your post to read the whole stuff, and people won't do that.
Okay.
So you just do your post. This is when and then you'll share your group. That's why when I really suggest finding your show name, because a lot of times when people see a show name, they'll type it in Facebook, see what happens. See if they can find out more information, or they'll Google search it or something. So if they can then pull it to your page, so when they go to find our show on Google Maps, they type in Magical Lights of Malcolm. If they would type in Magical Lights of Malcolm in just a regular search bar, it pops up our Facebook and our YouTube. Our YouTube sends them back to our Facebook. So having that everything tied through your show name is very important. Okay, so this post, video, back to my video, sorry, push wrong button. So you can see that this is % of minutes viewed. So I'm not upset that the minutes that were viewed wasn't a lot. Like, I don't care how long they watched my video, because they watched it long enough to get interested to share it. And how I know that they were interested in share it had 331 shares. So finding those quick, they're only going to watch it for 15 seconds. This was a 3 or 4 minute video. The likelihood of anyone sitting there and watching all 4 minutes is very slim. They maybe watched it for 30 seconds. People just don't sit and watch. So having those different things. Okay. Estimated reach. Okay. You can see I paid nothing on this. It was 100% organic. That is what I liked, because we spend all our money on lights. We're not going to spend it on doing this. So by being active and continue posting, you won't have to hopefully pay for those videos. I see I have questions.
You actually got 2 questions. So the first is, did you say post it in Facebook, then share the post to the YouTube channel?
Yes. When we did the test, Vinny and I tested it, and we shared it from YouTube to Facebook. We did this song.
She's spoken incorrectly there. We did the test based on what we did is we posted it on YouTube and shared that link via Facebook as option one to see how many views it got. And then the second one was sharing it simply directly on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. She was just mixing up her words there.
So yes. And the one directly on Facebook.
Posted on Facebook and then shared to YouTube. No, it wasn't that way.
Okay. So when we post it directly on Facebook, we had huge traffic. When it was from YouTube to Facebook, there wasn't much. What was the other question, Ed?
So the second question is, how do you register in Google?
I will actually let Vinny answer that one, because I'll let him do that for us.
Okay.
Vinny?
What?
How did we register it in Google?
Do a Google search of register my business location.
There you go. I know it was really, really simple when we did it, because we sat down and he did it and he goes, okay, we'll just wait. And it took a few days for them to okay it.
Yeah, it literally takes no time at all. It doesn't take long. And they will, at some point, they'll send you a postcard that says verify that this is you and your location. And all it is just a web address with a little code. And you go on, enter that code, and it basically verifies that what you put in was accurate. It'll take you all of 5 minutes, and it'll save your viewers huge headaches.
Yes. And then we also do post little pictures on our Google for, so when they type it in, they kind of know that it is the right thing. I mean, there's not going to be more magical lights of Malcolm, but when they type it in, if they see pictures of our lights, they're like, yo, I must be in the right spot.
So this question, I'm not sure I understand. It says, how would you suggest promoting a show that's not grounded nor has a specific schedule of being at place X, time Y?
I read that. And David S., could you elaborate a little bit more on your question? And I'm sure we can answer it.
And if not, we can save it to the end if he's doesn't have a mic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The show's in the back of his truck is what he's typing. So
I would honestly, what I would do is have a Facebook page that I would be would be sending people to, and just post your location when you're going. Like if you know that by noon that you're going to be somewhere at 6 o'clock with your show, I would post, hey, do this. But before your show, before it would even start, I would say, if you want to find our bus, stay tuned. We will we will post day of locations so people know. Kind of like you do your food trucks.
What I would do is go find the Facebook page, depending on your location. If you've got food trucks in your city, go find the Facebook page of a couple food trucks and watch how they do it. Mm-hmm. You'll see firsthand how they will do it. It's just a very cool concept of they will post crap tons of where we currently are, and then they will usually the day of or the day before post where they're going to go. But the best example I can give you is just go look at how food trucks do it.
And I know there's a food truck that I like to follow, and they will, when they hit the location, they will post on their Facebook page a Google pinpoint. So you can just click that pinpoint through Facebook and it will Google map you right to where they are. And I know they had to register through Google, but I don't know that process because we haven't done that. But they are registered through Google. And so when they hit their pinpoint, I can click on it and I know exactly where they are. And it will take me right there. But that's really cool that you do it through your truck. That's a fun thing. Okay, what was this one? Okay. Any other questions?
So my last one is on a video like this, is there any suggested heading, just a quick title to it, or are there any, bullet points on the best type of information? I think you kind of addressed that previously, yes. But
all we did for this one was the name of the song and what our show name is. You will see whenever we're going to do a post that we're going to share, or we are going outside of our Facebook group to talk about our show, don't ever leave off your name of your show. And then we dated it so that simply
always include the year.
Yes.
Because what's going to happen is this video will probably go through a second phase of viral. It's extremely common. It'll go in waves. So come this year, at some point, this video will hit another wave. And I guarantee there's videos that you have seen online that you're like, oh man, this was so cool. And you shared it and it's 3 years old. So by including the year on it, it gives people a little sense of, oh shit, this is 2 years old, 3 years old, whatever. I wonder what they're like now.
If you look at some of the bigwigs that have done this for years, Holman and their videos have dates. So you know what year that they showed it. And even though that we do everything on Google Maps, you can see when I scroll down to the comments on this, we should find these. And Google Map, Magical Lights of Malcolm. It's pinpointed to our house. Things so that we just keep saying that, and people, and we've even had people that came out, thank you so much for using Google Maps. It was so easy to find this. I didn't have to type in the name or type in the address, because people get one number off and or can't remember what that address was, but they're out and about and like, it was like magical lights of something. They can type that in and find it quick. Another one that reached a ton of views, and this has nothing to do with really our light shows. You can barely see, you can barely see the lights in the background, but this group of baseball and softball kids were out promoting to build a new baseball field in town. And so they came out and were selling hot chocolate, and we got them to sing a song. And we posted this video, and it reached almost 2,000 people. So it doesn't always have to involve your lights. And yeah, we always do that. Yeah, so you can see here, the day after Christmas, due to the excessive amount of water around the property tonight, the show will be closed. We're not making a decision yet, but tomorrow's show, but the forecast is projecting more rain. So this reached over 2,000 people. And you can see we had comments and people that saw this. It helped them. You have to keep your viewers happy. They were happy to know that they didn't have to waste their time driving out to see the lights because they already had this information. So when you are doing things on your page, always think about how's this going to make them feel. Hope I saw there was another question or comment.
That page that Maggie was just showing you, the number that really interests you is that engaged number, which was on that particular post, 275, I think. That post, that means it's not only did somebody read it, that's what the 2,000 number was. The 2,161 people reached. That means somebody read it. And what's great about the internet and Facebook, things like that, is you can tell exactly how many people this showed up during their scroll. The 275 engagements, that's the number that you care about more than anything else, because it means that they participated in the conversation in some way, either through a like, through a comment, through a share. Now, that share, let's say that somebody I know shares it and they get 50 likes on their share. Well, their 50 and my 23 is 73 engagements. So that's, when you keep an eye on your stats, the engagement number is important.
And yes, you can put your maps on your Facebook page. So yes, you can do that. Another thing that is odd to Facebook, but is really important when people are searching different groups and stuff, is when they comment, when they send you a message on your page, make sure you try to message back as soon as possible and always in the conversation with you messaging, because it will take your page with the Facebook algorithm and all that kind of stuff. If you aren't in good standings of answering people back right away, they won't show your page on people's pages as much. So when people send us messages, send us messages, we always make sure that we answer back right away. And if the conversations end, we'll just end it always with like a thumbs up or something, so that we are the last one to comment. Because if they comment last and it sits there for 2 hours, that brings down our rating, and then our page will not show up as high on other people's story. So it's just little tricks like that to make sure that your page is always showing up higher on people's story than others.
So a lot of these things that Maggie's talking about is specific to, using Facebook properly and the ways to whatnot, promote your show. But in the end, this comes back down to the topic of the night, which was using mommy groups. And the thing is that I bet you of that 2,000 people, something that saw that one particular post, 70% of them were female. So the point is that the mommy groups, and you can share all these videos, things like that on your mommy group, but what's going to happen is they're going to come back to your page. So you need to make sure that your page or your profile is set, looks nice, and it's promoted right, because in the end, those mommy groups are going to come back to it.
So there's a question that says, on the Facebook page, what type of organization did you use? I selected attraction, but have seen other layouts.
I've had that question a lot, and my answer is I don't remember. When our page was made a couple years ago, there were not that many options, as well as the options have changed significantly in the last few years. They're going to continue to change. As to what we chose at the time, I don't know. I really, there's all these subcategories of pages, and that just didn't exist. Well, I think 4 or 5 years ago was probably when our page was first created.
Yes, because it used to be
at the old house.
At the old house, and we changed names of the page.
So can I comment on this for a second?
Yes.
So I think event venue is what was previously recommended, and I think most folks have gone to that. And then if you register your show on Google, I think the suggestion was Christmas light store or light store was probably the best or closest one for Google.
And I think our Google, we actually did small business.
Small business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can go and change those on Facebook and go in and change your different ones. I know from my social media training and all that, they have told us that those really don't mean much unless people are searching for your thing, and then your keyword searches are more important. And when you do your keyword searches, you don't necessarily want to be specific to Christmas. Family fun, family outings, entertainment. If you don't charge free entertainment, free family outings, those type of things that don't necessarily rabbit hole you to one little thing. Stay broad, and then people can look and find the Christmas. So we've always been suggested to do the wide that don't just kind of keep you just in the Christmas, because people might not search Christmas. They might family fun activities in the area and find you that way. I see there's another thing. What I was shown on here is when you join a mommy's group, they're going to stop and they're going to click on your thing and look at your profile. I know that some Christmas light groups do this also. They look on your profile to make sure you're a real person. They want to see family friendly. They're going to look here. They're going to scroll down. They're going to look and go, yep, it's a real human. And yes, she's family oriented. They probably do a nice Christmas or a family Christmas thing, and they're done. That's all they're doing. So make sure when I put in there that you are family oriented to have that. Make sure that you are clean Facebook paged.
Okay.
The xLights project exists because of people like you. Help continue the project by making a donation today at xlights.org/donate.